I mean, that's what everybody keep looking at. They keep looking at the power, but the power don't mean nothing if you can't land it. So you got to have some kind of IQ. You got to learn how to put that thing together. So I'm going to show y'all something different come this fight.
Gives you that confidence.
Because I don't know nobody that he fought. He's never knocked out nobody at the top. And I know he's going to say, oh, well, you're going to be the first one. Yeah, okay, sound good. We've heard this before. But he's never done this at the highest level. I've been at the highest level for 7-8 years now.
I mean, everybody can believe what they want, but actions speak louder than the words. Come November, I'm down to prove that.
The boxing world is buzzing. 2 different trajectories, 2 hungry fighters, and 1 major statement on the line. Devin Haney, the established name with championship pedigree, is stepping into the ring with Brian Norman Jr., a young lion with something to prove. This isn't just another fight. This is about respect, validation, and silencing doubters. Welcome back to Box Eye Hub, your home for real boxing breakdowns. Today, we dive deep into the upcoming battle between Haney and Norman Jr. by analyzing powerful quotes from both fighters and key analysts. Let's break this down.
Obviously not enough because I still got some doubters out there, so I'm still showing y'all each and every day. But besides the fact, everybody already graded credit to how great the card is, so now I gotta look out into the crowd. Y'all do know Mike just came in and announced this thing. Y'all know how legendary that is. You got B-Hop right here in the crowd. I just talked to Antonio Tarv in the back. You still got to see me about Roy Jones Jr., but man, it's gonna be a great event.
Brian Norman Jr. opens with a recognition of the legends around him. Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins, Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones Jr. Their presence alone elevates the stage. But rather than being overwhelmed, Norman embraces it. This moment isn't about lights and cameras for him. It's about seizing a legacy of his own. His tone carries both pride and urgency. He knows the crowd sees greatness in the legends, and now he wants them to see that in him. What this quote really reveals is that Norman isn't just chasing a win. He's chasing validation on the biggest stage. The presence of boxing royalty only amplifies the pressure, but it also sharpens his focus. The fact that he acknowledges the weight of the moment shows maturity. He's not dismissing the occasion or trying to be overly cool. He's locked in, and he wants the world to know that legends watch legends in the making. Haney might have more belts, but Norman is saying, I belong here too.
I just said that. I mean, that's what it is. People keep doubting. They've been doubting my whole life. That's why I got a big old chip on my shoulder. And shoot, yesterday even amped it up even more. So y'all boys let me get too comfortable. Y'all let me get my hand back, man. Time is up, man. It's time for y'all to get up out my sport. Y'all tearing it up anyway.
When Norman says people have doubted him his whole life, it's not just a cliche, it's a lived reality. His tone shifts from admiration to warning. He's been underestimated too long, and now he's entering the ring with emotional firepower just as potent as his fists. His chip on the shoulder isn't about arrogance, it's about hunger. It's about fighting for something deeper than fame. It's about fighting for a voice. Norman knows this isn't just a boxing match, it's personal. And when he says, y'all boys let me get too comfortable, he's warning everyone, including Haney, that they may have miscalculated him. He's no longer the prospect trying to prove he belongs. In his mind, he already does. And now, he's turning pressure into power. If Haney expects a quiet, one-dimensional fighter, he might be in for a rude awakening. Norman is here to take over.
I mean, that's what everybody keep looking at. They keep looking at the power, but the power don't mean nothing if you can't land it. So you got to have some kind of IQ. You got to learn how to put that thing together. So I'm going to show y'all something different come this fight.
Norman isn't concerned with just brute strength. In his next quote, he emphasizes that power means nothing without the IQ to use it. That's a strategic insight. A lot of fighters rely on knockouts and overlook the science of timing, distance, and ring generalship. Norman doesn't want to be seen as just another brawler. He's telling the audience, and Haney, that he understands the technical game. This is important because Haney prides himself on being a tactician. By declaring his focus on boxing IQ, Norman is meeting Haney on his own turf. He's saying, you're not the only one who can think in the ring. And this intellectual confidence, paired with physical ability, could be the secret weapon. If Norman truly brings a high-level game plan to the ring, the fight may not be as one-sided as Haney thinks.
Another shot for me to become 3-division champion. Brian Norman is just another guy, you know. I've been at this level for a long time. Brian Norman, this is his big moment. This is his first time here, and I'm here to show him that it's levels. I'm on a total different level than him, but I'm happy for this opportunity.
Haney fires back with confidence. To him, Norman is just another guy, a first-timer on the big stage. Haney speaks like a seasoned king protecting his throne. He doesn't seem rattled by Norman's energy or emotions. Instead, he positions himself as the seasoned tactician who has been at this level for nearly a decade. It's cold, calculated, and condescending, and it's meant to send a message. When Haney says this is his first time here, he's saying Norman's rise might be too fast, and the fall could be painful. He's implying that the gap in experience, mindset, and skill is too wide to bridge. Haney sees himself as the gatekeeper of greatness, defense. And Norman, just another name on the resume. Whether that's underestimating or psychological warfare, only Fight Night will tell, but it sets the tone. Haney won't be baited into emotion. He's here for business.
Gives you that confidence.
Because I don't know nobody that he fought. He's never knocked out nobody at the top. And I know he's going to say, oh, well, you're going to be the first one. Yeah, okay, sound good. We've heard this before. But he's never done this at the highest level. I've been at the highest level for 7-8 years now.
Haney pushes the narrative further by dissecting Norman's resume. He's never knocked out anybody at the top, he says. That's a major statement. He's calling out the quality of Norman's previous opponents and dismissing the knockout threat as a myth against elite fighters. He's essentially questioning whether Norman's power will matter when he faces someone who's been at the highest level for years. This comment is tactical. Haney knows that perception plays a big role in boxing. If the public starts questioning Norman's finishing ability, it puts psychological pressure on him to chase a KO, which could play right into Haney's technical game. It's also Haney's way of reminding everyone that power without pedigree is risky business. He's not just fighting Norman's fists, he's targeting his confidence. Whether Norman can flip that doubt into drive will be a defining factor.
I mean, everybody can believe what they want, but actions speak louder than the words. Come November, I'm down to prove that.
Brian Norman Jr. keeps his message short, sharp, and packed with intent. Ask louder than the words come November. I'm down to prove that. It's a powerful moment, and while brief, it sets the tone for how he views this challenge, not as an opportunity to talk, but as a stage to prove. In an era where boxing promotion often thrives on trash talk and social media soundbites, Brian's no-nonsense attitude brings a refreshing, old-school intensity. He's clearly not here to overhype or overpromise. He's here to deliver when it matters most, in the ring. The subtext of his words reflects a calm confidence, almost stoic in nature. For a rising name in the sport to shrug off the verbal exchanges and commit instead to proving his worth through action sends a clear message. He's taking this fight seriously, and he sees victory not in speculation, but in preparation and performance. This approach might actually work in his favor. While Haney basks in the spotlight, Norman is quietly building momentum and sharpening his weapons behind the scenes. Come fight night, Brian's vow to prove it might just turn into a reality that silences many doubters.
I think it's one-sided. I'm gonna go in there and handicap him. I know that he has power. We all know they got power. But against guys we've never seen before. We've never heard of these guys before. So I will show him that, power is good. Muscles is good. He's a muscle. He got a lot of muscles, but muscles don't win fights at the high level. Of the best of the best, no matter how much muscles you got, how much power you got, I will show him.
Devin Haney isn't just confident. He sounds surgical. When he says, I'm going to go in there, handicap him, he's not talking about brawling. He's talking about breaking down Norman Jr.'s fundamentals. Haney doesn't merely rely on his own skill. He dissects his opponent's reputation with chilling precision. He addresses the perception of Norman's power, dismissing it as something built on unknown competition. We've never heard of these guys before. That statement isn't just dismissive, it's strategic. Haney is planting seeds of doubt, framing Norman's resume as padded and his power as untested. But the real gem is when Haney says, muscles don't win fights at this level. That's a veteran insight wrapped in a jab at Norman's physique and possibly fan perception. Haney knows how the game works. Fans love muscle-bound knockout artists, but elite boxing is about IQ, timing, footwork, and endurance. He's not only challenging Norman physically, he's waging a mental war. By questioning Norman's power and experience, he's attempting to make his opponent overcommit, overtrain, or overthink. And when that happens in boxing, game over.
It don't matter. I'm levels above this guy. It don't matter what weight you could do that 140, 145, 143, 47. It don't matter. I'm levels above him.
Haney continues hammering home his belief that this fight isn't a challenge. It's a showcase. I'm levels above this guy, he declares, and the emphasis here is not on weight, conditioning, or power, but skill levels. It doesn't matter whether it's at 140, 145, 147. Haney's message is clear. Norman's game doesn't touch his. To some, this might sound like bravado, but there's something deeper here. Haney's been in big fights, defended titles, and faced top-tier opponents. He's conditioned to perform under pressure. By reducing the conversation to skill hierarchy, levels above, Haney simplifies the narrative. He's telling the fans, the media, and Norman himself, this isn't a rivalry. This is a masterclass waiting to happen, and Norman is just another pupil. Yet that confidence can cut both ways. If Haney underestimates the unpredictable hunger of a rising fighter like Norman, that level gap might close fast once the bell rings. But for now, Haney remains the architect of his own dominance, and in his mind, Norman is simply another wall to bulldoze through.
This is a moment of greatness for Haney if he gets in that ring and pulls this off, because his back's against the wall. A lot of people don't think he's going to win this fight.
On the Porter Way podcast, the host analysts see the significance of this matchup through a different lens. They highlight the stakes for Haney, calling it a moment of greatness if he can pull it off. Why? Because Haney's back is against the wall. There's an interesting contradiction here. While Haney himself exudes supreme confidence, the boxing world seems unsure. That uncertainty stems from Norman's rawness, unpredictability, and hunger, all variables that don't always show up on paper but matter when the lights hit. The fact that so many fans and analysts doubt Haney in this matchup, even after his title wins and tactical brilliance, shows how the underdog story resonates. Norman is the disruptor, the outsider, the one with nothing to lose, and that makes him dangerous. So for Haney, this isn't just another win. It's about legacy. It's about proving that he doesn't just talk the talk, he delivers. If he pulls it off, especially if he dominates, it becomes more than just another W. It's a defining moment in his career, the kind that earns respect even from skeptics.
Go on record for saying this. I don't think the fight happens. I think that there's going to be something within the Haney camp that prevents this fight from happening. I'm not saying they're ducking Brian Norman Jr., but what I am saying is that this don't make sense to me. It's just something that I don't know how it makes sense for Haney, for the Haney camp, and I think that they're gonna maybe realize something, and something's gonna happen. They're gonna end up backpedaling out of this.
While the boxing world debates who might win, the Porterway podcast drops a bombshell. I don't think the fight happens. The reasoning? Something within the Haney camp may prevent it, not out of fear necessarily, but because the matchup doesn't make sense strategically. This comment opens up a different angle. The business of boxing. Fighters don't just fight anymore. They negotiate, calculate, protect reputations, and consider long-term career arcs. A loss to Norman Jr., especially if it's brutal, could derail Haney's momentum, endorsements, and future mega fights. The podcast doesn't outright accuse Haney's camp of ducking, but they plant the seed of caution. Perhaps Norman is too risky and not yet lucrative enough. That's the problem with fighting a dangerous up-and-comer. High risk, low reward. If this fight falls through, the narrative will shift instantly. Haney's confidence will be scrutinized, and fans may begin to question whether it was just bluster. That's why, if Haney truly wants this fight, he has to walk the walk, just like Norman is ready to do. The tension between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. isn't just physical, it's philosophical. Haney believes in skill, pedigree, and precision. Norman believes in hunger, muscle, and proving people wrong. Each is convinced they're levels above the other, and that makes this fight one of the most unpredictable showdowns of the year. Haney has the resume, the titles, and the confidence that comes with years at the top. Norman, on the other hand, is still carving his identity, and he's willing to do it with blood and bruises if that's what it takes. The fight isn't just about who hits harder or dodges quicker. It's about who can back up their beliefs when the spotlight burns the brightest. Will Haney use this moment to cement greatness, or will Norman rise from the shadows and flip the boxing world upside down? If you're a true fan of boxing, you can't miss this fight. Who do you have winning? The proven technician Haney or the hungry warrior Norman Jr.? Drop your predictions in the comments and subscribe to Boxy Hub for more expert breakdowns, fight buildups, and exclusive boxing content. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a knockout moment.